Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:55 scale Maisto VW Baja Bug. It's an off-road Beetle conversion that came out in the late 80s in Maisto's Fresh Metal and Tonka collections. These were produced in a variety of colors and liveries, and this is my entry into the March 3 Blind Mice P.I.G. Invitational. In October, we paint cars pink, and in March, they're green for St. Patrick's Day. I've done a couple of Maistos lately. Generally, you're going to get a plastic chassis like this one. It's one of their main lines, and the breakdown is the same as always. This one is held in place with just one screw in the front, while the back is a little tab that hooks in under that broken engine assembly. The engine extension pipe has been broken off of this one, and it was very loose back there because it had a couple of broken connections. So there's going to be some repair work here. Obviously a cosmetic fix-up, and there might be a wheel swap in the future. I've discovered another new site in the last couple of months, and I invite you to visit wholelotazepp Diecast. Rick, as you might guess from the name, is a big Led Zeppelin fan, and me too, so we're kindred spirits, and not only will you get a glimpse at all things diecast on his channel, I want to say that whenever Rick visits mine and leaves a comment, I feel like $1,000,000 afterwards. He's so kind and thoughtful, and it goes to show you it doesn't hurt to be a really nice guy on YouTube. Thank you, Rick. I'm always encouraged by your feedback, and I hope you are from mine too. So keep on building that awesome site that you've got, and folks, I hope you'll visit and get all subbed up there too. I cut away an opening with my jeweler saw by taking the engine cover off because I want to drop that bigger, beefier Mustang engine in there transversely, but I need something to mount it on. And because I've removed the engine cover, I've got this little rear dashboard from the interior left, and I have to cut that out, and I'm going to use it to glue onto the back of the chassis. It'll look just perfect. And I've also filled in a little bit because my cut ended up being a bit wide with that particular engine choice. But it's all going to be just fine. Filing lines are done. I got the perfect custom fit back there, and it's all ready for the first shot of paint, which is always some primer. This is where I can see any imperfections that are left, but in this case it's pretty good. Painting it green, well, I'm going with a metallic fleck and a little racing stripe on the top of the roof, where I'm now unmasking to reveal that's going to be pretty simple and basic, but a little more interesting than solid green. And in this case, my masking work was good, and I didn't remove any of the base color. And I made up a simple checkered racing stripe decal. And it looks like this. I think the black and white stands up well against the metallic green. And the trick here, if you have a sunroof and a windshield and a back window, is to get all three pieces aligned, and it's harder than it looks. That's why my most versatile tool, the toothpick, gets utilized here. Not only was the paint worn out, but this glass had taken a beating, so I need to fix it up, including the sunroof on the top, and that's done with some fine wet-dry sandpaper, and also this is my go-to plastic polish. Sonax is a German brand that's very popular here, and it looks fine. use these super fine micro point pens whenever it's time to draw on some wipers. And now it's off with the old off-road tires that were not bad, but the axles were bent, and I'm making it a street rod. These are some nice rail riders that I got from Ricky at Diecast, and this is the first casting I've had a chance to use them on. Thanks again, Ricky. I found a front bumper off another old discarded casting that worked here, but I had to reinforce it with some struts on the bottom, which I did with styrene, and you can see I've got a nice fit there, and once they were painted black, they were absolutely invisible, as you can see there in this shot. You're going to remember a huge gap in the wheel wells in this slightly raised car that I thought needed something to fill the void, so I've mocked up my own set of coil suspensions. In a dry fit, you'll see it looks like this. I did have to make some height corrections, which I thought was a nice effect, and it's going to be quite striking when it's all done. Some attention on the exterior details, including rhinestone headlights, one of my favorite moves if it's possible. They don't always fit every car, but in this case it was just right. All the pieces go back together in the reverse order that they came out in. I had actually painted that interior tan, leather gray, and then white, and then back to black, simply because I think it was the best contrast when I saw it together with the metallic green. See, the wheels are spinning great. Because I had removed the engine cover, I also took out the back post, which necessitates that this car gets superglued back together. There's my new transversely mounted Mustang engine. And it looks like this. Let's have a closer look. It's the racing stripe. Here's my suspension that I think now fills that big hole nicely. And it looks the part, don't you think? That's the original Maisto suspension working, not my fake ones. Minimal detail on the bottom, but you can see that it's glued together nicely, and it's still a racer. So here it is, a very popular model by Maisto. I see them everywhere, mostly in this color combination. But sticking with the painted green theme, this is what I came up with. The new reel riders and the big hopped up engine in the back and a racing stripe, I think it shows very nicely now. Here's my new front bumper. Rhinestone headlights, not much else to be highlighted. And I'm very pleased with how this one worked out, and so I happily put this into a blister pack. It's not kid-friendly because of some of the breakable parts that could be swallowed, but there's always a few colleagues from work that enjoyed these, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Come on back soon and often. It's coffee time.